Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mabela's Football. Welcome back. We're back again today. We are going to be doing a weekend preview. We're looking at the matches that are going to be played this weekend. We also be looking at the match that is going to be played tonight. Of course, we know Chelsea are going to be playing against Fulham. It's going to be a London derby, Chelsea versus Fulham. Last time, you all know what happened. Chelsea lost to Fulham 1-0. Was it 1-0 or yeah, exactly. It was 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah. That day, of course, Joao Felix got a red card. And today he's not going to be available again. He's going to be serving his last game, his suspension. So there's a lot that we expect. New signing coming in. We expect Mikhail Modric to start today. We expect Enzo Fernandez to start. We also expect someone like probably Madueke to get a chance, or rather, probably be at the bench. So there's a lot that Chelsea fan, as a Chelsea fan, we are looking forward to. And of course, there are some news that the news, in fact, it is official that Aubameyang has been left out of the squad that is going to play the knockout stage game against Borussia Dortmund. You can have your say. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. What you think about that. Also, you can tell me what you think about Chelsea versus Fulham tomorrow. I mean, today. That is tonight. If you're living in Kenya, you can tell me in the comment section below what you think about Chelsea versus Fulham tonight. What you expect from the players, especially the new signings that have already joined the club. So there's a lot that Chelsea fan should look forward to. So again, there is so many matches that are going to be played tomorrow. Manchester United will be facing Crystal Palace. Liverpool will be playing Wolves. Manchester City on Sunday will be playing Tottenham Hotspurs. I think that will be the big match of the weekend. And then Arsenal will be facing Everton. We all understand that Everton have a new manager in Sean Dyche. So it's going to be an amazing experience from the Evertonians. Of course, they parted ways with Frank Lampard. And so we expect to have a new manager bounce. Of course, when they have a new manager, definitely things are going to change. So there's a lot we are going to discuss. So in the comment section below, you can tell me what you think about the teams I've just said about. I've talked about Arsenal versus Everton, Chelsea versus Fulham tonight, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Of course, the last time they met, they got a draw. That free kick from Olise that has won goal of the month. It was a very good goal from Olise. So same month that the guy has won goal of the month, an award for scoring against Manchester United, is now the next match is he will be playing against Manchester United. So much to be expected. Much is expected from him, such a talented boy. So you can tell me what you think about Manchester United against Crystal Palace, what you think about Arsenal against Everton, what you think about Fulham tonight against Chelsea, and also what you think about Liverpool against Wolves. Of course, Liverpool have not been having good results lately. They've not been getting good results. They've lost 2 games in a row. I mean, they lost against Brighton in the Premier League. They again lost against Brighton in I think it was an FA Cup. Yeah, they were knocked out of an FA Cup by Brighton. So things are not going quite well at Liverpool. I don't know what is happening. I think most of their players are aging, or we can also say probably they need to change most of their players, because when you look at Fabinho, he's regressed. When you look at Anderson, he's regressed. Most of their players are, I think, they're aging. They are now becoming old. Thiago, most of the time, is injured. So there's no that fluidity in the team as it used to be. Of course, they parted ways with Mane, who was a very instrumental player to their team. So I think there's a lot to be done at Manchester, at Liverpool, so that they can also be back to where we expect them to be. Because for the last 5 years, they've been so competitive. They've been chasing Manchester City. For the last 5 years, these two teams have been magnificent. They've been pushing each other to the limit. So with that, and again, I think one of the things that's I think one of the factors that contribute to them having a poor form this season is because last season they played almost each and every match in each and every competition. Remember, they got to the final of the Champions League. They were in two domestic finals, FA, Carabao Cup. Of course, those two were finals they played against Chelsea. And then they played all the Premier League matches and they were fighting for the title. So I think they got exhausted. Now, this season, when you look at Salah, you don't find him. You don't see the Mohamed Salah that we are used to see. He's not the same person that probably we used to see back then. So there's a lot of things I think they need to fix, and one of them I think it's because they should have a depth to their team. Of course, they've tried to buy so many players. They've bought Gakpo, especially in the forward line. They bought Gakpo. They bought Nunes Darwin, who apparently he feels himself. He doesn't feel that he's doing good enough. He feels that he's not doing good enough. But for me, I don't think he's flopped. You can't say he's flopped because there is a lot of matches to be played, and so far so good. He scored some goals, even though he's missed so many chances. But still, you can always expect him to perform well going forward because he's still young and he has a ceiling. So we know very well that he has potential. He's not exhausted all his potential, and you can always have a room for improvement. So now let's start with the Chelsea versus Fulham tonight. So what I expect as a Chelsea fan, I don't expect anything less than a win. I expect Chelsea to go. Of course, that match will be played in Stamford Bridge. I expect them to make sure that they get all the 3 points because from my understanding, when you have new players and most of those players who have come back from injury, especially Rhys James, Ben Chilwell, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who else? I think those 3 have come back from injury and they want some minutes under their belt. So when you have such kind of players and you have some of the players that have been playing and they understand when the new players, of course, most of the new players that have come in with different ideas, different mentality. They've come and they know that they're going to win. So you expect the players that have been playing to up their game so that they can be able to claim their spots. So I expect a very big competition from the squad because we have so many players that have been playing in those especially on the right back. We've been having Trevor Chalobah playing in that position. So if he starts today, you expect him to have a very good performance because he knows that Rhys James is on the bench. Anytime if Rhys James is recalled, you know his quality, he does the business very well. So I expect Chelsea to win, and I'll be very happy to see the new players being integrated into the team, especially Enzo Fernandez, a record signing from Benfica. Mikhailo Modric, he'll get his debut at Stamford Bridge. Probably, I would really want to see what Madueke does because, of course, he's a talented boy, very young. He's not been picked to feature in Champions League, even though I felt like probably if we could have let ZH leave, maybe probably he could have gotten a chance to be joined or to join that position. Like probably could have gotten a chance to play in the Champions League. So a few of things that I've observed from the new signings that we've signed, I think when you look at them, they're so talented. When you look at Mikhailo Modric, he's a talented boy. He works very hard. He seems to be a very serious boy. He's so determined to perform very well. From the cameo that we see against Liverpool, we saw a couple of positive, So I think those are the kind of things that make you feel that that we are going to see a different team, especially from tonight going forward. We are going to see a very different team with a lot of energy, new ideas. Of course, most of these players are young and they have a lot of energy, determined that they're going to perform very well. So I expect the lineup that I expect to start tonight. I expect and goal. I expect Kepa Arrizabalaga to start. I expect on the right, maybe on the right hand side of which the right fullback position. I expect to have Trevor Chalobah, if I'm not wrong. Probably he'll be given a chance to play on that position at the very last time because Miss James is now back. Trevor Chalobah on the right hand position. And then, of course, the two centre backs will be Badia Shile and Bernardo and Thiago Silva. Left back Ben Chilwell, definitely. I think he's recovered, or maybe we can give a chance to Kurela to continue performing. Of course, at Liverpool, I saw him perform very well. He tried. He was a bit solid at the back, so I expect him to start today. In the midfield, of course, Enzo Fernandez himself. I expect him to start the match today. I expect him to start right away because he's been playing. Of course, he's fit. As in fact, he could have played if the transfer couldn't have gone as most of the Chelsea fans expected. He could have played on Tuesday because he had been playing before. So I expect him to start the game because of the quality that he has. He's been playing before, and I know very well that he'll start. So I expect Enzo Fernandez to start. I expect probably Mason Mount. He has no choice. This time he has to perform because around him he'll have players with quality. And the other one probably in the midfield, I think for me, I'll go with probably Loftus-Cheek. I think Loftus-Cheek because at the moment we don't have Kovacic, we don't have Kante. We cannot say or we cannot put in maybe Lewis Hall in this match that we really need the 3 points. I saw him struggle against Liverpool in the midfield. He seems to be playing very well on the left back or on the flanks, especially the games that I've seen him play. I feel that is my feeling that he plays very well on the left hand side as a winger or rather as a left back. So playing him at the midfield and in a game of this magnitude, today being a London derby, in a game that we really need the 3 points, I would throw in Ruben Loftus-Cheek because Ruben used to play for Fulham before. And also I feel even though so many things have changed, so many players that Ruben used to play with, I think they are not there at the moment. There are so many things that have changed. The manager has changed. The players have already been changed. So, but I think he understands Fulham more than any other person. He understands on how the team works, the philosophy of the team, and everything, the systems. So I'll go with maybe Loftus-Cheek to start today, and that is Enzo Fernandez, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Mason Mount. I'll go with the 3 in the midfield. Then forward, I think I'll stick Havertz up front, Ziyech on the right. Or rather, I'm tempted. If I'm as a manager, I'll be tempted to give a chance to Madueke to see what he can do. Because, as a profession, of course, you are always expected to perform everywhere you go. But you see, the transfer that was supposed to happen for Ziyech to leave Chelsea and join PSG, it was a mistake that he did join. He really wanted to leave Chelsea, but it didn't happen because of so many mistakes that happened. So I'd rather give a chance to someone who is ready and who is willing to play for the club. That is Noni Madueke to play on the right hand position. So I think for me, I won't pick Ziyech at the start. I'll just give him time to at least come back because he was ready to leave the club up until the last moment, and things didn't work well for him. But I think I'll give a chance to Noni Madueke to play on the right hand position. And then probably on the left-hand side, then we give a debut to Modric at Stamford Bridge. For the first time, he'll be playing in Stamford Bridge. So those are the, and then up front, of course, as I've said, I'll give Kai Havertz a chance to play. So I think those are some of the players I think for me will do the business tonight against Fulham. So guys, in the comment section below, you can tell me what you think about Aubameyang being left out of the Champions League squad knockout stage. A team that is going to be facing Dortmund. So many players who are injured have been included in the squad. Of course, Kante has been included in the squad. Again, Pulisic has also been included in the squad. Gallagher included in the squad. Ruben Loftus-Cheek included in the squad. So I don't know why the manager have decided to leave Aubameyang out of the squad. And my opinion about Aubameyang is, you see, before we were not really playing well in the strength of Aubameyang. We didn't give him a lot of service. So he's not missed so many chances as you see. We've not really served him properly to again maybe to for us to conclude that he's a flop at Chelsea. I think we should have given him a chance now that everything is changing at the club. We have maybe probably improved midfield by Enzo Fernandez coming in. We have creative midfielders. We have pacey wingers. For example, now at the moment we have Mikhailo Modric, we have Noni Madueke, you have Enzo Fernandez. At least you will expect the ball to move more faster, and this kind of a striker will get more service. So I think we should have given him more chance because of the experience that he has. Again, the experience that he has to at least help us and lead us over the line in Champions League. So that is that's my feeling. I feel we are a little bit harsh for him because some of these players that we've given a chance, especially some of them are also injured. The likes of Kante at the moment is injured. When we look at Pulisic, he's also injured. We don't know when he's going to come back. So I think it's a little bit unfair, and I think it's a little bit unfair to leave him out of this squad because he also helped us to qualify in the next round. I mean, he scored against AC Milan. He scored against I think he scored against AC Milan in a very beautiful goal. So it's a little bit unfair, even though the manager will always make decisions. So I don't think it's fair for him. I mean, I just feel it was a wrong decision to make. So you can go ahead and tell me in the comment section below what you think about that. Do you think it was fair for us, or do you think it was fair for the manager to leave out Aubameyang from the Champions League knockout stage, the squad? So if you think that it was the right decision, you can go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Now let's talk about other matches that are going to be played tomorrow. Of course, we've talked about Chelsea playing Fulham. We've talked about the lineup. We've talked about some of the players that we expect to shine tonight. Of course, the new signings, Mikhailo Modric, Enzo Fernandez, and a few players that we expect tonight to be shining. So, I mean, I think right now, let's talk about Manchester United against Crystal Palace. You know, Manchester United against Crystal Palace is always a very difficult match. It's always a very unpredictable match because so many times you will expect Manchester United to get points against Crystal Palace, but it always turns to be a different scenario, or it always turns to be a different thing. Because I remember, I think early last season, Manchester United, their first game they played against Crystal Palace, they lost at home. And this season again, they played against Crystal Palace, a very improved side of Manchester United with a new coach, new philosophy. They seem to be a very improved club this time. But again, they lost the 3 points. They lost the 2 points. Something that you expected them to win. Of course, you expect Manchester United when they play in Old Trafford, you expect them to get the 3 points. Or rather, you expect them even playing on the road or playing away, you expect them to get the 3 points because of the quality of players that they have, and probably the targets they have to win the titles and probably get to the top 4, push for a title challenge and everything. You expect them to get the 3 points, but it has always proved to be very difficult for Manchester United to play against Crystal Palace. So I expect a very difficult challenge. Of course, the Manchester United have won so many games at Old Trafford, and I expect their form to continue. Even though it's not going to be an easy task for them, because Crystal Palace have proved to be a very difficult team, especially against top six teams. Most of their success, especially last season, came against top six teams. They've been beating Manchester City, especially last season. They beat Manchester City. Even before, they used to beat Manchester City. So again, they proved to be a very difficult opponent when they played against Man United last season. This season again, they did the same thing. So I think for me, it's going to be a very difficult match for Manchester United. So they should be very careful. The likes of Zaha, the likes of Andrew Ayew. Is it Andrew Ayew or Jordan Ayew? Jordan Ayew. They should be very careful against someone like I think Mateta. Who else? Olise, Eze. So very attack-minded players. They always they're always very good on the ball. The likes of Zaha, always very good on the ball. So they should make sure that their defense is on point so that they can be able to get all the 3 points. Of course, Manchester United, from their news, is that their new signing. Of course, they got him on loan from Bayern Munich. He's called Sabista. He's expected to get some minutes tomorrow. Of course, Ericsson is injured. Who else is injured? McTominay is injured. So their midfield is a little bit shaky. They are not going to be playing with the likes of players that they are used to be playing with. Of course, Ericsson is injured, and you expect them to make some changes. Of course, Fred comes in and he does the business. Of course, against Nottingham Forest, he was good. He played very well, partnering with Casemiro in the heart of the midfield. So I expect things to change, and I expect them to twinkle a bit or to have some problems because of the new norm they are supposed to cope with. Maybe changing the midfielders, and this is the Premier League, things are going to be changing. So I expect them to have some difficulties. But again, they're a big club. They have a different mentality. They always go to each and every match to win. So I expect them to get the 3 points. Now, some of these players I expect tomorrow. Of course, I saw Maguire play against Nottingham Forest, and he looks calm. He looks cool, and I think he should also be given a chance to play. He should also be given a chance to play to show his what he can do. Because when you look at, for example, Varane, apparently he's decided to retire from international football. Now, when you look at him, he's someone also who does not have a very good injury record. So if they really depend so much on Varane and also depend so much on Martinez, of course, fatigue sometimes do kick in. Now, at the moment, they are also playing in so many competitions. It will happen as it happened for Liverpool last season. Liverpool last season played in so many competitions. Now, if that continues and they continue playing the same kind of players or the same players, especially if they continue with the same players, especially at the defense, they're going to suffer, because they should also integrate some of the players or some of the bench players to come in and also help the team so that they can also integrate well with the system and understand how the manager wants them to play. Of course, we've seen things happen. Like lately, we've seen Bissaka play. He's been integrated properly in the team, and of course, that is something that we can always expect. If you are called upon as a player to fill in a space that has been left by one of your, maybe by a starter, you are expected to up your game so that you can be able to fit or try and fill up the space of someone who has been left out of the club or been left out of the squad because of the injuries or some other problems. So with that, I think one thing maybe I would say is, because Man United need to make sure that some of these French players who are not playing, they should also get some minutes, because they are in so many competitions lately. They have been playing so many games. and you will always expect to get injuries if you don't rotate your squad. So the manager should make sure that he rotates his squad, especially the defense. Now that Maguire has been playing, I saw him play against Nottingham Forest, and I think he played well. So he should also be given a chance to play alongside Martinez, so that also he can also grasp what the manager wants from the team and understand the system and understand the patterns of play from the team. So again, as I've said, in the midfield, uh, the partnership between Casemiro and Ericsson has been good. Now that Ericsson is not available, I think Fred will come in. Fred is just one person that fits everywhere. If he has a good partner, he does the business. Sometimes he plays very well. He comes out as one of the best midfielders. And sometimes when he doesn't have a good partner in the midfield, he finds it very hard to play well. He's a guy who has energy. He runs in every position in the pitch. So sometimes when he has a good partner, he plays very well. So I expect Fred to come in front of maybe Sabista. Sabista, of course, apparently he will be in the squad because he trained with he has trained with the club. He trained with the club yesterday and today. So you also expect Sabista to get a chance to play for Manchester United because he came in on loan so that he can be able to help the team to fill in the gap that has been left by Ericsson, who got injured. So at the midfield, I don't think we'll have much changes from what we saw against Nottingham Forest. We'll see Fred and Casemiro battling in the double pivot, and also Bruno Fernandes as a number 10. At the wings, of course, Sancho is back. Sancho is back. Anthony, of course, is there. Rashford, as always, will get a chance playing at the left wing position. So I think for me, I'll probably give a chance to Sancho because this is a very difficult match. But again, it's a match that Manchester United is expected to win because they've had a very good form at home, and you don't expect them to lose a match against Crystal Palace, even though they got a problem against Crystal Palace last time. But of course, Manchester United played very well, even though they lost a lot of chances against Crystal Palace, and they were punished at the very end by a free kick from Olise. So this time around, I expect them to continue with their good form at home. Rashford has been having a very good form at home, scoring goals, so many goals at home. So I expect him to also continue scoring so many goals at home. So at the left-hand position, at the left wing, I expect Rashford to start. At the right wing position, I expect Anthony to get some minutes and also give a chance to probably Sancho to come in at some point so that he can be able to showcase what he has. He came in against Nottingham Forest, played well, even though he was deployed as a 10. Bruno was shifted towards the left. So I think with that, Manchester United will be good to go, and probably they'll get 2 to 3 goals. Nowadays, they've been very good in getting the clean sheets. So I don't think they'll get away with clean sheet this time because we have very good players, the likes of Olise, the likes of Zaha, the likes of Mateta, and the likes of Ayu. They'll give some trouble to their defense. So now let's go. I think for me, I'll go with a 2-1 win for Manchester United against Crystal Palace. So now let's talk about Liverpool versus Wolves. Now, Liverpool this season, they've not been themselves. In every department, when you look at them, apart from their goalkeeper, I think their goalkeeper is the only person you look at Ederson, you look at Alisson, you think you feel for him because he's had a good season. I mean, he's had a good season, but he's not had his helpers. His helpers have not been in good condition. Of course, Van Dijk, even when before he got injured, he was not the Van Dijk that we knew back then. When you look at some of their players, especially at the defense, Trent is always a disaster, as you know. Robertson, I think his level has also dropped massively. Most of their players are aging. When you look at their midfield, Fabinho, when you look at Thiago, when you look at Keita, yeah. Even nowadays, Klopp has been forced to play young players, especially. I think his name is Bajetic. I think I don't really get the name, but he's been forced to play young players because most of these his old players or his old soldiers are not performing very well. When you look at Fabinho, I never thought Fabinho will regress this way because sorry, back then, in fact, last season, Fabinho was one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. But this season, Fabinho has been very poor. When you look at Thiago also has not improved this team. In fact, ever since he joined Liverpool, I've never seen him. I didn't really understand his signing at Liverpool because I don't see him improving Liverpool. So I think Liverpool, once they address their problem that they have, especially in the midfield, I don't think they'll have so much. I don't think they'll pose any competition this season because they've been struggling, especially in the midfield. And when you look at some of their players, the likes of maybe Jones, the likes of Bajetic, these are young players that you wouldn't expect them to perform each and every game. So I think Liverpool should try and sign new good players. So a lot of things need to change at Liverpool, especially at the front. Of course, Gakpo came in, but he's not been performing as we expected. Yes, he was performing very well at the World Cup. Even he was linked to join Manchester United. Unfortunately, he didn't join at United. He didn't join Manchester United, but he decided to join Liverpool. Now, ever since he joined Liverpool, he hasn't scored. He hasn't assisted. You see, I mean, we haven't seen so much of Gakpo. So I don't know why he's not performing as we expected, or rather, he's not being played at the position that he excels a lot. Of course, that is the striker. So I expect things to change. Of course, I also didn't understand why they went for Gakpo, or rather, maybe they went for Gakpo because Luis Diaz is injured. So from Nunes Darwin, also, he seems to be saying that it's hard to be saying he's not doing well because the Premier League is a little bit hard for him. He doesn't understand the Premier League. He feels the Premier League is a little bit tough. So let's wait and see what will happen. Wait and see what will happen for him. But for me, I think that Nunes Darwin will become good. At the very end, he'll be scoring goals. At the moment, I think on starts, he has 10 goals from, I think, 20-something matches. He's done well, I think, even though he's lost so many chances. That happens all the time at Liverpool because people have forgotten that even Mane and Salah were leading, especially last season, in missing a lot of chances, missing a lot of opportunity to score goals. So this happens because Liverpool create a lot of chances. And I think, in my opinion, when Nunes Darwin plays in the field, these guys seems to be getting a lot of chances. He opened up the space because of his movements. He runs. He's a very passive player. He runs well. He runs into channels. So that's why they get a lot of opportunities. They get a lot of chances to score goals when he's in the field. So I don't think he's a flop. You can't classify him as a flop. But Nunes Darwin will eventually come good because from what I've seen, I think a little bit of touches, his first touch is not good enough. Of course, that will improve. He's a very young player. That one will improve. And he has a good coach, someone who has trained one of the best strikers in the world in Lewandowski, someone who also trained one of the best strikers in the world, Aubemeyang. So this is a manager who understands on how he's going to probably train a player so that he can be able to score goals. So I expect Nunes Darwin to come good in some days, maybe in future, and to start scoring goals for fun. So I don't think he should be so much worried on how he's performed in England. England is very difficult, especially for new players that join from abroad. So I don't think he shouldn't be so much worried about his form at the moment. The only thing he should do, he should always make sure that he get the chances. So for me, I think, as I've said, when you look at Klopp, he's trained so many players, the likes of Aubameyang, the likes of Lewandowski. When you look at that, I mean, I think Darwin is on safe hands. and he will always improve. When you look at Salah, of course, when Salah joined from Roma, he was not the same person that we see day in, day out. Nowadays, when you look at Salah, Salah has really improved. But now this season, that's where we are not seeing the same Salah that probably we, we we expected. Yo, vipi?
Poa sana. How are you doing? Good.
Niambie.
Poa sana.
Karibu bana, hata umekuja kuokoa bana. I was all alone here bana.
Umesema let me join you for at least few minutes, at least so that we can talk about something, then I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem, my brother. Welcome, huh? Now,
Thank you.
of course, now let me get the perspective of you. Why do you think Chelsea have left out Aubameyang from the squad, from the knockout stage of UCL? Do you think it's the right thing to do?
I don't think if it's the right thing to do, and actually I've not followed up the situation, but I think it's not the right decision because the UCL sometimes it reaches a point whereby you need experience. Actually, Aubameyang is not at his form.
Exactly.
He's not at his best, but I think he could have offered something. At least he could have chosen him and included him in the squad. These new players, ambao mmenunua, they're still new,
Yeah.
and most of them are very young. So I think those players need to be
Exactly.
experience. So I think leaving out Aubameyang is a very, very bad decision. Yeah, so
exactly. And there's one thing I've realized from our manager. I think he formed about.
Yeah. So I think.
Nasema, I think the manager he formed an opinion or he formed a perspective about Aubameyang.
So I don't understand what perspective it is.
Are you getting me?
Kidogo inapotea kidogo, lakini now I'm getting it. I think he's lost.
Okay.
Yeah, now nakupata.
Yeah, so I was saying,
Yeah. Yes.
So this is my point. I was saying. Okay. Unanipata? Okay. Okay, I was saying, I think there is a way this manager formed an opinion or a perspective about Aubameyang when he joined. The first time when he joined Chelsea, he said he will be playing with Broja as our main striker. You see? But you see, for me, I think kuna kitu I want to tell so many fans, Chelsea fans. At Chelsea, there is no striker that is going to flourish if we continue playing as we used to play with the likes of Lukaku and Aubameyang even before new players joined. Ukiangalia Chelsea back then, these strikers were not getting service. Now ukibuy mtu kama Aubameyang, you expect to service him. Yes?
Yeah.
So I think it is very unfair for the manager to leave him out. And he's even included some of the players who are injured. The likes of Kante. Kante is injured. We don't know when he's going to be back. Yes? It reached a time when you need an experienced player to bail you out in such kind of matches. You don't have a player. Of course, now you won't include Kante, and you don't know when he's not even back in training. You cannot. Probably you would play against Dortmund. Then after maybe 2 weeks, you also play a return match. At that time, you're not sure whether Kante will be back. You've included in the match, you've left someone who is fit. So you see, when you look at that, I think it's very unfair.
Extremely unfair. I think it's not a good decision. He made a very, very bad decision because Aubameyang is a player with experience, despite the guy not being on his perfect form. Actually, I think he can offer something. No, experience is very important. Experience is very important. You
Yeah.
ukitaka kujua experience is very important. A good example is Thiago Silva when Jorginho left. He said that it was a very very bad decision. So he simply meant
Oh, he
that
said.
yes,
I've not heard. I've not heard. Okay, he's talking about it.
yes, he has
Huh?
said that will be a very very big void to fill. That one is a very
Oh,
very actually amesema it's a very very bad decision to let Jorginho leave. Amesema so. That means that these guys with experience are very, very important, especially when they play with these young players whom Chelsea have signed. I think you guys need experience apart from the quality, apart from these young players being hardworking, and the talent. You also need people with experience.
yeah, and that is what I'm wondering. Why should we let someone like Jorginho leave? Even after Jorginho leaving the club, you also leave Aubameyang out of the Champions League squad. Each and every department, we don't have an experienced player going forward. Because right now, we only have an experienced player, or rather, we have experienced players at the defense, at the midfield. Probably in Champions League, we'll be fielding very young players who have never done it before.
You know the
At the
problem
striker,
is
we have
many
Kai
people
Havertz who has done it.
many people do not understand. Unajua sahi Chelsea ni kama mna gamble juu wajua hii Champions League umeacha kama mtu kama Jorginho left, and Jorginho knows the patterns. This guy has experience, and this Champions League deserves experience at some point. So people like Enzo Fernandez, these are very good players. They are talented, but
Yeah.
they need some time to fit into the system, to fit into the patterns. So hapo ni kama kugamble juu these players are new na mnaenda at a very crucial stage of the Champions League juu mnapatana na a team which has experience. Dortmund pia iko na young players, but ukiangalia wakaona huu striker anaitwa nani huyo, the striker, the good guy, who's his name, this Dortmund striker. So you see, the guy who say Hala. So you see, you are meeting an experienced team. So I
Hala,
think
Hala,
it
Hala,
was a
Hala.
it was a
Sebastian Hala.
exact. So I
Sebastian
think
Hala.
yeah. So hapo letting Jorginho leave and letting Aubameyang not giving him a chance to be in the squad, I think it's a very very bad decision, very very bad one. So let's see how it turns out to be. You pia leo today I'll be watching your game. Actually, I want to go home and watch your game. Nione at least venye what this new squad can play. Actually, I want to see what they can offer. I'm looking forward to that. I want to watch those guys.
Yeah. Exactly. For me, I think I have no doubt with the quality of the players, but I have all to worry about the manager because some of the decisions that he's making, I don't really support some of the decisions that he's making. You see, but the quality of the players, I think it's on point. Especially some of the players who are coming back, the likes of Chris James, Chilwell, and everybody. At least they will light up the place, and you will see an improvement from the last match that we played against Liverpool. But going forward with this manager, with such kind of decisions, I'm all against what he's doing, my friend. I don't really support. Maybe he'll prove me wrong sometime. I don't know.
But you're not proving you wrong, or you are proving people wrong. You have to. Wajua kuna some things that are obvious.
Are you
Unajua
getting me?
yeah.
Unanipata bro? Ama umemute? It seems like you've muted your microphone, right? Guys, let's continue conversing about
Yeah, nilikuwa sikupati vizuri, so nikaona kidogo, let me leave then I'll come back.
Chomoke. Oh, thank you now. I get you now.
So as I was saying, unanipata? Unanipata vizuri? Yeah.
Nakupata,
So I was saying, experience really matters. Unajua, alafu kuna some things that are obvious. Kuna some things that are very clear and obvious. You know,
Kabisa, exactly.
people,
I'm getting you.
I'm a fans. Usikii vizuri? Can you hear me well?
Nakupata. I'm just nodding. Yeah, I'm getting you. Everything you're saying. I'm getting it. Wow, seems to be a problem on this other side.
Yes.
Boss, mimi nakupata bana. Wewe ndio network iko na shida ama ni mimi? I don't really understand. Is it from my side?
Unanisikia? Sasa I was saying, experience really matters. Alafu kuna some things that are obvious. So wezi, you know, sisi kama fans, we don't expect a manager to leave people with experience nje ya squad, you know. That's very, very wrong decision. Unajua like, especially when Aubameyang tukimwangalia, maybe not unless akona other good reasons for it. Maybe disciplinary issues, you know. Maybe if there are such issues, then we can understand. But hatujasikia if there is any issue, like any disciplinary issue, or maybe if he has problems with the manager. We've not yet had such problems. So that's why I'm saying I'm looking forward seeing you guys play today. Nataka kuona what these new players can offer. Unajua maybe pia tunaweza sema okay, experience matters. Chelsea are going to lose because they don't have experienced players. They let Jorginho go. But anyway, it's too early pia to judge. But let's start from today tuone hii match itaendaje, tuone what you guys can offer, tuone what these young talents can do. So I won't judge, but anyway, I'd say that letting Aubameyang out of the squad is a very bad decision. But anyway, let's give it a 50-50. Let's try watch today's match, and we shall see what these young players can offer on the pitch.
Exactly. Now let's talk about your team plays. Will be playing against Everton. Everton has have a new manager. What do you expect from Everton and Arsenal? That match.
Actually, I expect to win that match. I really expect to win that match. Despite them having a new manager, it doesn't mean that they are going to win or something. Actually, yes, I expect it to be a very tough match. I expect it to be a very tough match. but I can say that we are going to win it because our style of play. We are very good right now. Our form is okay, and actually we have that fighting spirit. One is a team that many people underrate, but I don't think if we are going to underrate that team. We are going to play our best game as usual, and I think we are going to win that game. It's not going to be an easy match, but I expect us to win it.
Exactly. Now you see, last season I think you lost. You lost against them.
Yeah, we lost 2-1 against. Yeah, we lost 2-1. Gray scored. I remember alifunga dakika za mwisho mwisho. It was
I
the
remember that
8th.
goal that was scored by yeah, very good goal.
Yeah. So, but I think this time, the good thing with our manager,
Yeah,
he reminds his
yeah,
players, like,
exactly.
he wouldn't want it to happen again. So I think we are going to win that match.
Yeah. Maybe you expect a new bounce manager. Of course, they have a new manager, and as you said, you believe in your team, and they're in a good run. Of course, the momentum is there. They are more motivated. The last match they played against City, they lost. Now you expect them to bounce back, playing against Everton, who have had a very difficult period. Now they have a new manager. Now connecting the two, you guys want to bounce back. Them, they want to bounce back because they now have a new manager. You guys want to bounce back from the defeat that you got against Manchester City. Don't you think it's going to be a very difficult match for you guys?
Actually, I'd say that
Now,
it's going to be
factoring
a
in
very, very.
that you guys lost them, they've been losing games, of course. I don't think they know how to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I'd say it's going to be a very difficult one. It's going to be a very, very tough match. And the good thing is that we know we have City in the next few, like 1.5 weeks, we'll be playing against Man City. So I don't think if our boys will be ready to drop points because dropping points is very dangerous for us. And Man
yeah,
City is a team we all know they can just pop up out of nowhere and they can get ahead of us. But actually, I think we'll be bagging the 3 points tomorrow. I believe in my boys, and I think it's all about hard work and teamwork, and passion. So I think I will be beating Everton.
exactly.
I don't have.
So, what do you expect from Man United? Of course, they've been facing you all round, but you beat them, and you made a statement. They'll be playing against Crystal Palace. The last time they played against Crystal Palace, they lost. No, they lost the 2 points, right? Got a
Yeah,
draw.
2 points.
What are your predictions for United versus Crystal Palace tomorrow?
Actually, I'd say that United are going to win that match. Also United have the hunger, and I think they wouldn't let
Uh-huh.
themselves down. They wouldn't want to drop 2 points or 3 points. Actually, I think they'll be going for a win this time. I don't think if they're going to lose that match.
They'll be going for a win.
Yes.
Mhm. Your thoughts about Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspurs? What do you expect from them now that their manager won't be on the touchline because of health issues?
That one is going to be a tough match, and I expect, it's not that because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I expect Tottenham to really try. I would. I wouldn't expect them to let City win so easy. Last time they let the win go. They let themselves down. They were 2 goals up, and they lost that match massively, 4-2, of which it was a very, very, it was a disappointment. So I think this time they're going to try, and if City win, they're going to get a narrow win. Actually, I expect City to win or draw, but I expect it to be a narrow win if they happen to win it.
Yeah. Wow, thank you so much. Now, let's stop there. I don't want to keep you so much because I also want to prepare for the match. Today, I just want to prepare for a win. Chelsea, I think I expect them to win today's match. So, thank you so much for coming. Let's meet maybe probably tomorrow after today's game. And of course, we'll be doing some previews of the games that are going to be played tomorrow, or the reviews of the results that we'll see tomorrow, and probably talk about the weekend, especially on Sunday. Yeah, umenipata? So, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight, for keeping me company. Thank you so much for those people who have been watching. For those who've not subscribed to the channel and you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel so that each and every time we are here, you will be the first one to know that we're having a discussion here, a football, of course, discussion. We always dissect football here. We always talk about the results. We talk about players. We talk about the managers. We talk about all controversial topics, especially in football. And we always give our opinion. If you have an opinion, no one is limited to give the opinions. You can always give us an opinion, especially in the comment section below. It's always open. I've never locked the comment section. It's always open. You can always tell me what you think about the channel. You can always tell me what you think about your team. You can always tell me what you think about each and everything that you want to discuss. So, guys, I'll leave it at that point. Let's meet, especially probably tomorrow after the matches, so that we can do the review of the matches that have already been played. So thank you, guys. We talked about Aubameyang and how we feel about it, especially from a given opinion. My counterpart also came in and gave his opinion. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, share the content, and always comment. Let's see you later. Always have peace. Thank you.